So, and I have to assume that you have gone through this mindfulness of loving kindness, and you have gone through the at least getting some fruit of going beyond the mindfulness of loving kindness. That means I would I'm just going through Buddha's reference there is the mindfulness of loving kindness will take you all the way up to the fourth jhana. And after you have experienced the fourth jhana, then loving kindness will disappear. Even if you try to radiate that loving kindness, it doesn't come. So it will dry up. So the mind is completely devoid of loving kindness. Yeah. And then when you have, and what happens is that when you are practicing this loving kindness, you practice that loving kindness in what is called the six directions. You radiate the loving kindness to the beings in your front, beings in your right hand side, beings on your back, beings on your left hand side, and above and below. So those six directions, you radiate loving kindness to the kind of the end of this universe. Yeah. So you don't say whether this person is my friend or this person is my foe. This being is in a hell realm, or this being is in the deva realm. So you send your loving kindness unconditionally towards all being. Yeah. So when you have done this kind of radiating loving kindness into those six quarter, that is what the Buddha said. That means without bound. Yeah, this is a boundless, immeasurable, and it is such a practice without any discrimination. So you radiate that feeling of loving kindness without any bound, without any kind of a consideration of their let's say gender, ethnicity, let's say types, and that's the species, just unconditional. So when you I'm just telling you of the experience and the practice I have followed, and you do that 5 minutes in each direction, 5 minutes right, 5 minutes behind, 5 minutes left, up and down. That is how, then you come into to where you started. You are now in the bubble. Yeah. So that bubble is so it is like an imaginary bubble, of course. It is like you are suspended in the vastness of the space. There is nothing there. Yeah. Just empty space. And there is an experience. And your sense of you still exists. So that means you are suspended in the vastness of space. And that kind of a that is what the base of infinity of space is that you have kind of gradually abandoned that kind of what is those kind of things that you were kind of perceiving, yeah, that you were using. Yeah. So when you have radiated loving kindness in those 60 days and across the entire universe in those sort of manner, then your mind will incline towards the what is called the perception of formless. Yeah. So that means it is just about space, and space is one of those formless experience. Yeah. So that means space is immaterial. Yeah. So although I am kind of there are discussions in the scientific community. Well, even the empty space has got some stuff. Okay. What the Buddha said in the base of infinity of space, there is such an experience called just infinity of space. It's not material. It's not, um, yeah. I would not want to, confuse you with too much of this concept called dark matter or that sort of dark energy, that type of things. What when the people say, oh, there in this space there are such mysterious thing called dark matter, dark energy. So what the Buddha said was that when you have abandoned your experience of body, experience of a form, experience of, let's say, a village, experience of tree, experience of chair, experience of house, then when you have emptied that perception of all this sort of material stuff, then whatever remains that is devoid of this material thing is called, there is that remains a perception called perception of the infinity of the space. Yeah, so that means all the materials, it is devoid of materiality. It is devoid of those four great elements. Yeah, it is devoid of the earthiness, wateriness, fieriness, and airiness. Yeah, so those kind of experience will, when you have abandoned your attention towards that, you will come to this infinity of space, the experience of infinity of space. And when you have practiced in that manner, in radiating loving kindness into all six directions, then when that sort of experience is, you have managed to kind of perfect that, or shall I say, you have uh, you have done that practice in a sufficient degree, you will notice a dip. That's it. Mind has gone slightly deeper. Yeah. So the mind will give you that sort of vivid experience that that's it. The reservoir of loving kindness has been depleted. That's it. No more loving kindness. And there is a sprouting of that sort of a deep sense of what is called the cool, compassionate, cool loving kindness. Yeah. And it's compassion is another kind of loving kindness, but it is cool. It is not reactive. It doesn't have that sort of element of joy. It the rapture element. Yeah, it's kind of, it doesn't have that excitement. That is why it is called imperturbable. Yeah. So if you feel like you had enough with the joy, you had enough with that sort of all this kind of exciting type of feeling, and if you just want to abide in peace, yeah, if you just like to have a peace rather than sort of kind of a joy, then you can practice compassion. Yeah. So, and I think as you become more and more familiar with the practice, is all you need to do is direct your mind. I would like to I would like to go into that sort of that experience and say, okay, I will see what is in the base of infinity of space. You make a determination in the mind before you sit, and yeah, I will see what is there in the base of infinity of space. I will emerge from that experience in, let's say, 1 hour. Yeah. So you just make a determination in your mind and radiate that feeling of compassion. Yeah. So you have to have completed that loving kindness and the fourth jhana before you can practice this radiating compassion. Yeah, that is like a foundation. Yeah, but that is for the first time. But after you have already gone through that, then you can skip that loving kindness part and you can directly go into compassion purely by your determination. Yeah. So those who are just practicing, they have to go through this step. I would not go into that sort of a step from beginning of first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, and fourth jhana. Yeah. So that is just for your information, is that it will become it's just you observe your mind. Look, I have got this. I had a quite a busy day today. I didn't feel like experiencing joy is fitting for today. Why not I just abide in peaceful abiding, as an experience of compassion, and that is how you choose, and you make a determination, and you kind of, yeah, you just sit down, and your mind start to wobble a little bit for a few minutes, maybe 10 minutes. Then you will figure out how you can go back to the track by applying your 6R method. Yeah. So yeah, then allow that compassion to go to all the six direction and come to your bubble. Then let the bubble expand. Yeah. So that bubble of kind of compassion. Yeah, you start with your own bubble. You are your own bubble. Then you start with your immediate family, your house, and you include all being in that bubble. Yeah, so it could be a cockroach, it could be an ant, it could be a slug, it could be any mosquito, whatever. Just allow that compassion to go to all being. Yeah. So that is how this compassion is developed. That will lead to what is called the world of infinity, deva of infinity of space.